What up? What up? What up? College hoops, coast to coast. We're back. Skinn in the building. If you don't know the name, enter it in Google. You'll find out a lot of great things. So let's just go straight back to the playing days, man. We're gonna go straight back to the playing days. Um, how did you like just to start hooping? Like obviously you didn't play at the high major level, but your team went as far as you could possibly go, and you're a legend in the NCAA tournament eyes. Talk a little bit about just growing up playing, how you ended up going, where you did college wise, and then tell us about that journey real quick.
Yeah, I mean, it's been fortunate, man. Obviously I grew up in the Washington D.C. area, which is rich of basketball.
Right.
But at the time, you didn't have all these different segues of exposure with the EYBL or the Under Armour circuit or the Adidas. It was really just one big conglomerate in D.C., which was D.C. Assault.
Right.
And if you weren't playing with DC Assault, you tend to get overlooked. And that was kind of my deal. And then I ended up going to a junior college out in Texas in Blinn College. And, I was a non-qualified coming out of high school. Went to Blinn for a year.
I knew I liked it. I didn't even know you went to Blinn. I didn't know that
you
part
didn't
of the
know
story.
that?
I didn't know that part of the story.
Yeah, I went to Blinn for a year, man. That's when I started to, without me knowing it, man, I was getting ready for my coaching career in no man's land.
I love JUCO roots.
So,
Anytime you have JUCO roots, we got a whole different respect for you on this show.
Yeah, man. Nah, it ain't always been pretty, man. But that was an experience for me that I still cherish, man, because I had to fight through some adversity. Being a kid from DC, really leaving on a hunch just to go somewhere and try to figure it out and give myself a chance. And it wasn't an easy transition from there. Ended up leaving and coming back home, back to DC. And at that point, I didn't know if I wanted to continue hooping because I didn't have a great experience there. And I just remember coming home for the summer, and I just locked back in, man. And the growth that I had that sophomore summer going into my sophomore year, I ended up going back to a different junior college, which is Hagerstown Community College, which is right outside of Allegheny County. And back then, they were pretty competitive. You don't get too many competitive JUCOs back east like you do, in the Midwest and down south in Florida. But back then, Allegheny was competitive, Hagerstown was competitive, and I was in state, so I ended up just kind of going there on my own, paying my own way, paying tuition and stuff. And one thing led to another. I ended up being like the best player on the team, and my recruitment from high school kind of picked back up. You guys still there? I think I lost you guys.
Yeah, we still here.
Okay, there you go.
We still here. We just had you in a
fast
solo.
Forward, man.
We giving you the ISO.
Yeah, I thought I was interviewing myself, man. And so I ended up, funny story, man. I ended up getting, the recruitment picked back up from high school, some of the schools that were recruiting me. And then the funniest thing happened. I had a conversation with Coach Larinaga and his staff. They came in one day and they were like, "Hey, we really like what you can do. We think you can help us. You technically don't have to, play, another year."